Okay guys, so tonight's homework is all about taking a closer look at our debate rubric. At the end of this tutorial, you'll better understand the expectations for the debate and how you're going to be scored. Hopefully in class today, I gave you the copy of your rubric to paste in your homework journal. And so I would like to ask that instead of really taking notes today, you can if you want to, just on my basic narration and things that I'm saying, but otherwise, if you don't really want to take notes, then just anytime you see me highlighting something on the rubric, please highlight your own copy in your homework journal, and that will be enough for today. So it should be nice and quick and short and sweet so that you guys can get back to finalizing all of your pieces for the debate and be ready to go for Thursday. Okay, so let's get started. So this is, I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on, let me zoom back out. Boy, Prezi. I like Prezi, but sometimes it just is like all craziness. There we go. That was supposed to be what the view was. So this is an overall view of the rubric. This is what you should be looking at in your homework journal. And we're just going to go section by section and take a closer look at all of the pieces here. So first of all, when I am grading each individual group, I'll put the name of the student, and then I will also take a look and circle which part of the debate you're actually doing. So I'll ask each and every one of you what you're doing as I write down your name. And then if you're a part of the rebuttal section, don't forget, in order to be considered proficient, you do have to go through the 4-step rebuttal process and speak a total of 3 times to get the C score. So if you want to get a higher score than a C, you have to move through more than 3 examples of rebuttals. And I will just tally mark here and make notes in the extra space provided on how you do and if you in fact follow through on the 4 steps. And if you stand up and you do something that is not a full 4 steps, or it's circular reasoning or something that you're talking and it's just not making any sense, I won't actually put a tally mark there for you. I'll just wait for you to stand up again. So in your head, you might think that you've got a total of 10 or something, but if I don't consider it to be a full process rebuttal, then I won't give you a score for it. So just keep that in mind, okay? All right, moving on. We are going to take a look at the first concept of grading for people that are giving full-on speeches, and I'm looking for these things too in the rebuttal section, but this is mostly for those of you doing the opening and closing statements. So the first part you're graded on is ideas and content. So to get a really high score, you need to think about being really focused on your main idea, giving really high quality supporting details. By the way, this highlighter should just be a strong reminder for you that Mrs. Carter is the worst highlighter ever. Now, granted, I was doing this on a little mini laptop trackpad, but still, I'm like, this is normal for me. I am just the worst highlighter ever. Okay, moving on. So to get a high score in ideas and content, you also should be giving us some new insights and information into your topic. In other words, you shouldn't be giving us the same boring information that everybody else is looking at. So try and think about new and interesting ways to go about your topic. And of course, you should be looking at really accurate and reliable and credible resources. Now, if you're choosing to use mostly things from Wikipedia and your other opponents don't call you on that, then you might get away with citing some reliable sources. But overall, it would be great if you, in your research, found some great experts and are able to quote and give us that information in your actual opening statement. Okay, as far as the organization is concerned, you need to really think about having a strong and creative intro. Now, I love my kids in speech and debate, but a lot of them fell into the trap of doing just a very formulaic intro. Hi, my name is, etc. You haven't done many speeches nor many debates at this point, so I'm not going to super knock you down for saying my name is this and this is what I'm going to be talking about, but you really, that's going to be like a bare minimum grade. So if you're looking for a very high grade, think about a strong creative intro, think about some really strategically placed details and information, and also, of course, stay away from doing, again, a formulaic conclusion. Okay, so as far as language and delivery, I'm going to start with language first. Really looking for figurative language that brings to mind some clear images and makes us really think about your topic. And then thinking about your emotional response from the audience. Again, we've talked about this again and again, the types of arguments and what we should be looking at or looking for in the opening statement versus the closing statement. We've gone over that again and again, so you should know what type of emotional response you should be getting from the audience for both of those parts of the debate. And I really do want to stress too, the vivid word choice is huge. As far as the delivery, you've seen at this point so many different versions of great speakers, and you really need to be careful of your volume, your use of volume. As you guys know, I'm incredibly loud, but you maybe don't need to be on Mrs. Carter's level of loudness, but if you can at least talk loud enough and get over your nervousness so that the people in the back of the room can hear you, that's what we're looking for. As far as gestures are concerned, you really want to avoid any and all fidgeting and nervousness. And how do we avoid nervousness? I've said this in class as well as probably in most of your videos. To get over your nervous fidgeting and gestures and just basic ums and likes and that sort of thing is to practice. The more you practice, the more you get close to memorization, the easier this presentation is going to be for you. So be careful of those gestures, no flipping of the hair, no pounding on the podium. Just be careful because that becomes incredibly distracting. As far as your posture, nobody wants to see you, facing your face facing the podium or the floor, shoulders slumped. Remember, you want to project confidence. And that is going to resonate with the audience. So be careful of your posture. Enunciation, that just simply is, being able to clearly enunciate all of your words so that the audience can understand and hear what you're saying. Don't mumble. My husband is the worst mumbler. Don't be like my husband. Clearly enunciate. For those of you in choir, I am sure Miss Van Dyke goes over this with you guys. Do not mumble. You want to speak clearly so that the audience can hear you. And then, of course, effective eye contact. So be careful that you aren't staring at your note cards or your notes too much, that you're actually looking out over at the audience. If looking at the audience and making eye contact with the audience makes you too nervous, a good idea would be to stare just slightly above their heads. Maybe don't make exact eye contact, but stare slightly above their heads or into their foreheads, and then that might help with your nervousness a little bit and still look like you're providing eye contact. That's a little trick there. Okay, I think that should be it at this point. Where are you going? There we go. All right, so you're finished. So scroll down to the bottom and do the digital portion of your whisk to complete tonight's homework, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. Thanks. Hopefully that was nice and easy and short. I look forward to hearing your debates. They're coming up quickly.